It was pitch black, freezing cold, and I was just trying to get my baby into the car when we heard the sound. Crunch! My heart sank. I ran outside to find my car mangled, and standing over it was my in-law's new neighbor, a smug ex-soldier who'd spent months making our lives hell. He tried to blame me, but I had a plan, one that would cost him way more than he ever expected. If you've ever dealt with an entitled jerk who thought the rules didn't apply to them, hit that like button. Subscribe for more true stories where justice isn't just served, it's delivered with interest. Because today's story, it's not just revenge. It's the kind of karma you feel in your soul. 5 years ago, my in-laws lived in a quiet neighborhood with a shared driveway. It wasn't perfect. The steep incline made it tricky, especially for my aging father-in-law. But the neighbors were respectful. They worked together. They moved cars when needed. There was an unspoken agreement of mutual decency. Then everything changed. Their friendly neighbors moved out, and the new buyer was a squatty, British infantryman. At first, we didn't think much of it. He was away for long stretches, deployed or stationed somewhere else. When he was gone, the peace returned. But every time he came back, he brought hell with him. This guy didn't just move in, he took over. He started parking across the shared drive, blocking access completely. And it wasn't just forgetfulness. No, he refused to move until we knocked on his door. And even then, he'd take his sweet time. 10 minutes. 15. As if he was doing us a favor. When he wasn't blocking the drive himself, he had contractors coming in to renovate the house. Giant trucks, dumpsters, loud, dusty, chaotic. My in-laws, both elderly and struggling physically, had to walk up that steep 30-meter incline because they couldn't access their car. Imagine watching your father-in-law, hunched over with age, trying to climb that hill in the rain. Or your mother-in-law nearly slipping on icy steps in the dark. And this guy didn't care, not one bit. He was arrogant, dismissive, and if I'm being honest, a complete twat. One winter evening, I stopped by to pick up my kids. It was dark around 4 p.m., typical UK winter. The drive was clear, and I parked carefully. I honestly thought the guy was away on duty again. So I went inside to get my toddler and my baby ready. Then it happened. A massive crash, a sound that makes your stomach drop. I bolted outside, and there he was. This idiot had reversed his car at speed up a dark driveway without checking, and slammed straight into mine. It wasn't totaled, but it was bad, and instead of apologizing, he lost it. He tried to blame me, said I'd parked on his drive. His tone, his face, it was like I was nothing, like my family was nothing. Still, I kept calm. He didn't want insurance involved, wanted to settle personally. Fine by me. I took the car in, got a proper quote. But there was one more thing, the child car seats. In the UK, if a car's been in an accident, those seats are considered compromised. Safety first, always. When I called him to go over the numbers, he was fine, until I mentioned replacing the car seats. That's when he exploded, accused me of trying it on, ripping him off, and milking the situation. Something inside me snapped. I wasn't just angry, I was shaking. My voice cracked as I laid into him. You reversed blind in the dark. What if my baby had been behind that car? What if my toddler had wandered out? What if my in-laws had been out there? No apology, no accountability. He hung up. And that was his biggest mistake. I called my insurance company. I handed over every detail. His name, his address, the photos, the quote, the texts. And I let the professionals take it from there. They didn't just cover the cost of the seats. They replaced them without blinking. Then they evaluated the car and wrote it off. They paid me full market value, not just repairs. I got enough to buy a newer, better car outright. And guess what? Since he didn't want to go through insurance, they had to go through his. Now, if you've ever had a claim against your insurance in the UK, you know what happens next. His premiums skyrocketed. He lost his no-claims bonus. He paid dearly. A few weeks later, I showed up in my new car. Clean, pristine, shiny paint, perfect bodywork. And I parked it right in that driveway, with my hazard lights on. just in case he had trouble seeing it again. Every time I visited, I did the same. No more knocking, no more waiting. He saw me, and he moved. Eventually, he stopped saying anything at all. I didn't scream, I didn't fight. I just let the truth and the system do the talking. He tried to bully his way out of responsibility, to gaslight me into thinking I was at fault. But in the end, I got a better car, my kids got safer seats, and he got the bill. Every smug grin he ever gave us, paid for in full. Revenge doesn't always come in dramatic showdowns. Sometimes it's quiet, legal, surgical. It's watching someone who thought they were untouchable learn, painfully, that actions have consequences. Especially when those actions put innocent people in danger. If this story made you clench your fists and smile at the same time, smash that like button. Drop a comment with the most satisfying revenge you've ever witnessed or dreamed about. And don't forget to subscribe, because every week, we bring you real stories where karma isn't just an idea, it's a force of nature.